HubSpot lists are now called segments, and they've gotten a huge overhaul recently. I'm going to walk you through everything new and everything you should know about them in today's HubSpot hack. All right, folks, if you're new here, down in the description is a link to our HubSpot Hacks newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to that to get all the latest and greatest HubSpot tips, tricks, and tutorials sent right to your inbox. But now let's get started with the good stuff. First thing you gotta do is log into HubSpot. And on the left-hand side, go to CRM and then segments, parentheses, list. Not sure how much longer that's gonna be there, but at the time of this video, it is there. Once you're here, you can see all the segments you've already created, but if you want to create a new one, click Create Segments up at the top right. First thing you need to do is choose what object you want to create this segment about. So previously it used to just be contacts and companies, then they opened it up to deals, then tickets. Now it's any object that you have inside of your CRM. So you can see all of my custom objects here, as well as some things in beta like website visitors, AI to create lookalike audiences, some pretty cool stuff like that. The most popular kind of segment you'll probably create is contacts, because that'll be for your personalization, newsletters, lookalike audiences for ads, things like that. So let's create a contact list. Segment. They're segments now. First things first, make sure you give this a name. I don't want you to end up with a ton of unnamed segments in your system. So let's call this our HubSpot Hacks Test Segment. And add a filter. For this use case, let's create everyone with the lifecycle stage opportunity. That should be everyone that has a deal associated to them. So we can search here for our properties. If you wanted to do some other things like building around events, you can do events like people who click CTAs, interact with ads, everything listed here. The list goes on and on. Or if you're using memberships here, memberships of other segments or not memberships of other segments as well. So let's do our property and we'll do lifecycle stage is any of opportunity. And it'll start estimating results over here on the right-hand side. So I'm going to test portal. I'm not sure what's going to come up. Anything that does come up is going to be fake. So let's add some more filters. Let's also add in an and statement that we also want the email to be known. The email, you can see all of the different options you have here is known. And then our list on the right-hand side will start to adjust. You can also do some cross-object filtering here in your segment. So let's add in a filter group for an or statement. So basically this means we have our group one of our lifecycle stage is opportunity and email is known, or they could be someone that's linked to a deal. So right now we're viewing our contacts. If we change this, we can choose the different objects to filter on. Again, this is called cross-object in HubSpot because the list is contacts, but we want to filter based on deals. So we're going across object. So we just type deals because for some reason it's not popping up nice and easy for me. And say we want anyone with a deal that is open. So I'll search for is open is equal to 1. And let's add in another filter there. So if we wanted to add in one that is, again, specific to that deal, that would be in this area here. And then if I wanted to go to contact properties again, that would be here. So email, we'll do email is known. I can also get specific on the association to the deals. So it can be any deal or anything with association labels that I've built here. So I've got two groups here. It's also pretty cool. In the past, you couldn't do this. I can combine these by making this and. In the past, this wasn't possible. So it was a headache if you want to see how it would influence your list or adjust this back to an or. And you'll see here, you could also choose to exclude contacts, which will pop open a list of individual contacts you can pick from, or other segments that you already built. So if you have an exclusion list that you always want these people not on here, let's say internal employees, vendors, people you've disqualified, you can keep them out of these segments even if they meet the other filter criteria. So we're happy with our segment. Let's click next. And this is where it asks you to review before you actually save it. So the first thing it asks is if you want this to be an active list or a static list. So an active list will continue to update as your HubSpot portal changes. So as new people have the lifecycle stage opportunity and their email is known, they will be added to this list. If they are an opportunity with an email known now and then their lifecycle stage changes to customer, they'll come off this list. So an active list will continue to update. Static is a good way to get one point in time. If I just want, tell me who meets this list right now, I don't want it to update later, that would be an example for a static list. Highly recommend giving a description if you're not the only ones using your HubSpot portal here. You can very easily generate it with AI. That just happened in real time. You saw me click it and it created a description for me. I can choose the folder that I want it to go into. If this is linked to any campaign, say a newsletter or an event you guys are going to, definitely associate it to that campaign. And then you can choose any properties you want, like business function here, like this one's marketing. And you can customize your segment form here if you want people to choose properties like choose what brand this is for, the purpose for it, things like that. You can add this in your segment. Let's save and process this segment, and we will give it a minute or two to actually populate. All right, my segment is loaded and ready to use. Now I'm going to show you some of the other fun stuff that comes with segments. I'm going to hop over to a segment I created a couple of months ago that's going to have some more data, some ebbs and flows that I can use for these examples. So to see some of the other cool stuff segments can do, over here you can see overview, performance, activity, and settings. We're going to start clicking through these, starting with performance. So here in the performance, the first thing I can see is the segment size over time. So how this is performing over the months and years. I have it set to all time, so it's a lot of data. I can see on the left-hand side a segment comparison. So this will give me a way to compare this to other segments that I have. On the left, I can see where else this is active, what emails this is being used in, what workflows, what other lists, campaigns, anywhere this is being used will be showed here where else this is active. But back in my breakdown, I can see a breakdown of where these contacts have come from and what these contacts have interacted with in the last 30 days. When I click to activity here, this will give me a really awesome breakdown of changes that have happened to my segment. I can see activity of when the list was used, who changed it, what email or workflow was used in, where it's no longer being used, all of that broken down here in the activity. And if I go to settings here, I can auto convert this to static based on a specific date. So I can do this never on a specific day. This could be good for like after events or something, or if the list has been inactive for a certain period of time. I just called it list. It's a segment. And then you'll see here, this is actually an enterprise only feature, but I can get notifications based on things happening with this list. So I called it a list again, it's a segment. So if this segment is edited or deleted, do I want notifications? If the segment changes drastically or has any irregular changes, let us know. If it hits a specific size, like a goal, send a notification. And then down here, I can choose what users or what teams get those notifications for these changes to this segment, not a list. It's a segment. I've probably called it a list during this video 500 times. So that is our walkthrough through HubSpot's new segments tool, formerly known as lists. If you like this video, again, down in the description is a link to subscribe to our HubSpot Hacks newsletter to get our latest videos sent right to your inbox. Please remember to like and subscribe, and happy HubSpotting.